Hello and welcome to Jigsaw Shed. Well, my lounge filled with cats. Now you can either watch this video and see what I'm doing with the Shadowfoam, or you can just watch the antics of the cats. Whichever you prefer. Now I really didn't realise I was as active as this, but it made for quite a lot of fun watching this back while editing. Anyway, on with the project. I had a friend come over from church and we were looking at updating our audio-visual storage, and firstly it was a laptop which its storage bag got ruined, so he bought this nice case that we could use, and it was perfect for Shadowfoam. But obviously firstly I had to get it cut to the right size to fit in the box, and once that was done we could move on to working out the layout. So firstly it's working out the depth that we need to go into with each of the bits, and then work out its individual layouts as well and what would work best. So as we're at the 5cm thick foam, the idea was then to hide some of the cables and smaller pieces underneath the laptop, just to give it a neater look on the top and maximize the use of the space. So then marking it out with a scalpel and then cutting just a little bit deeper to get into those layers before starting to peel it back. And this is always very satisfying, revealing those areas. Now there was two of us working at this, and at this point I went out to try and find my foam spinny thing, but for the life of me I could not find it. I knew I had it, but I put it somewhere, and this was just to smooth out the foam underneath. But yeah, no matter how much I searched, couldn't find it. At the end, after my friend left, I found it. So at some point I need to go back and just use that to just smooth out some of the areas itself. Now before spending more time cleaning it all up, we decided to move on and figure out where the other pieces are going to go. So firstly, the cable worked quite well just to use a glass that was a similar size as a coil and cut a nice perfect circle there. However, we did find that it was possibly a little too tight and some people would struggle, so we decided to make it a bit bigger, and you will see that later. So now we have two of these dongles that need to go in, and we decided to put one on top of the other, so there was just a question of making the slot deep enough to move in. Now the filming of this wasn't anything particular. I had set up the camera so that we could get to work, and as there was time pressures from both our wives, we needed to get moving with it, so I couldn't really move around and film different areas at this point, but it was a lot of fun, and really enjoyed the process. Now we decided to make just this little center section, not specific to any bits, but just any spare pieces that we've got, adapters or other little bits of cable. So we've got a little auxiliary cable as well to go in there, but all fits in nicely under the laptop, and then could move on to doing the plug and the mouse and pointer as well. So marking around the plug, I then cut down to a depth that would have been perfect for it to fit in, but obviously you've got the prongs, so all I did was put some pressure down on that as I was putting it down, and that made some nice marks, which was easy then to cut out where the prongs would go, and it fits in nicely. Now you will see with each area we're cutting little slots out on the sides as well to allow for us to be able to pick out the items easier. And with the mouse itself, we did that, and to get that area nice and round I used the back of the forceps to just mark that out, and then the cable for the mouse would fit in underneath that, so it sits in underneath the mouse but coming through where that little cutout is, and then just the pointer as a final piece there. So now that they all fit in nicely, we had to take it all out again to now put it back inside the case, and then we can fill it back up. But this is where I found that It was just a little bit tight for that cable to fit in, so we decided to cut the ring a bit wider, and now it's perfect. And because ultimately we're going to have loads of other people accessing this case, which ultimately we need it to work for everyone. I did cut the areas a little bit more just so that the laptop just fit a bit better into it as well. Now this was a really fun project to do, and we have a lot more of our sound equipment to sort, but for that I need to buy more foam first. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment down below, and remember to subscribe to my channel if you've not done so yet. And see you next time.